Hello everyone, I'm so glad you could join us today as we look ahead to what the coming winter might have in store. Today is November 25th, 2025, and winter is just around the corner. The last leaves are falling and there's a chill in the air that hints at what's to come. Many of you are probably wondering what this winter will bring. Will it be snowy and cold, or mild and rainy? Will we see a classic winter wonderland, or something a bit different this year? Science, using powerful computer models and our understanding of Earth's climate, helps us make an educated guess. Meteorologists and climate experts spend months analyzing data to give us the best possible outlook. This forecast gives us a general idea of what to expect for the winter of 2025 and 2026 in Europe. It's not a guarantee, but it's a helpful guide for planning ahead. This winter looks like it will be a season of two halves. December may be milder and wetter, with more rain than snow in many places, but January and February could turn much colder and snowier, especially in Central and Eastern Europe. These shifts can affect everything from travel plans to energy use. We'll break down the forecast month by month, exploring how different parts of Europe might experience winter in unique ways. From the Atlantic coast to the mountains, each region has its own story. The forecast is shaped by several big factors: global weather patterns that interact in fascinating ways, La Niña in the Pacific, which can shift weather across the globe, the polar vortex above the North Pole, which sometimes sends blasts of cold air southward, and the North Atlantic Oscillation, or NAO, which can tip the balance between stormy and calm weather. These systems interact in complex ways, influencing temperatures and precipitation across Europe. Sometimes, their effects combine to create unusual weather patterns. Whether you're planning a ski trip, preparing your home, or just curious, understanding the science behind the forecast is powerful. It helps you make smart choices and stay safe. So, let's get started on our journey through the upcoming winter. There's a lot to discover, and we'll guide you through it step by step. We'll look at where it might be warmer or colder, and where you might see more rain or snow. Each region will have its own surprises. This information can help you plan and stay prepared, whether you're traveling, working, or just enjoying the season at home. Let's dive in and see what science tells us about the winter ahead. Ready? Let's begin our exploration together. To understand our winter forecast, we need to look beyond just the local weather and consider the powerful forces shaping the entire season across Europe. We need to talk about three big climate drivers that work together to influence what kind of winter we experience. First, La Niña, cooler than average Pacific waters that shift global weather patterns. La Niña often means European winters can turn colder and more blocked, especially as the season progresses. It's like a distant engine, quietly steering the jet stream and setting up the background conditions for what's to come. Next, the polar vortex, a swirling mass of icy air high above the North Pole. When the vortex is strong, it keeps the cold locked up north. But when it weakens or becomes unstable, frigid Arctic air can spill southward into Europe, sometimes triggering sudden dramatic cold snaps that catch everyone off guard. Then, the North Atlantic Oscillation, or NTO, a pressure pattern over the Atlantic Ocean with both positive and negative phases that can flip the script on our weather. When the NAO is positive, it brings mild, wet, and windy weather to northern Europe, keeping temperatures above average, and storms rolling in from the Atlantic. But when the NAO turns negative, it blocks that flow, allowing cold air from the north and east to surge in, sometimes leading to snow and icy conditions. This winter, forecasts suggest the NAO will start positive, but may trend negative as the season goes on, opening the door for colder air to sweep in later. Think of it like this: La Niña sets the stage, creating the background conditions for winter. A weakening polar vortex pulls the trigger, releasing cold air from the Arctic, and a negative NAO opens the door, letting that cold air sweep across Europe and transform the weather in a matter of days. The timing and interaction of these events determine whether we get just a brief cold snap or a prolonged deep freeze that lasts for weeks. That's what makes long-range forecasting both challenging and fascinating. So many moving parts, all influencing each other. These climate systems are the gears behind Europe's winter weather, turning together to create the patterns we see outside our windows. Their combined influence will shape the season ahead, deciding whether we face mild spells, stormy weeks, or icy blasts. Understanding them helps us anticipate what's coming and prepare for whatever winter has in store. So, as we look at the forecast, keep these drivers in mind. They're the hidden forces behind every winter surprise. They're the reason winter can change so quickly, sometimes overnight. Now, let's see how these powerful forces play out month by month as we move through the heart of winter. The story of winter, 2020 responsin. Historia bunsen 25 Paul once, bunsen fans, quansen fans, ponstans, ho one sonsen pans, quidquansen skansen den 6. Starts here, let's move on and explore what's next. December 2025 is expected to start mild and wet for much of Europe thanks to a positive NAO. The jet stream will carry mild, moist Atlantic air across Western and Northern Europe, keeping temperatures above average. Regions like the UK, France, Benelux, and Scandinavia will see frequent rain, wind, and cloudy skies, more autumn than winter. Southern Europe, including Spain and Italy, will be milder too, but with fewer storms and more settled weather. Snow will be limited to higher mountains like the Alps and Pyrenees, where ski resorts will start building their base. For most cities, expect green landscapes and wet streets, not a white Christmas. While it may not feel festive, this pattern reduces the risk of severe cold early in the season. The real winter is still to come. The strong jet stream in December also brings a higher risk of storms and flooding, especially to western coastal areas like Ireland, the UK, Norway, and France. Heavy rain on already saturated ground could cause river flooding in places like Germany and the UK. In the far north and east, where Atlantic influence is weaker, colder air means more snow and a traditional winter start. The continent will see a sharp contrast, wet and green in the west, cold and white in the east. Ski resorts in the Alps will rely on high-altitude snow, while city travelers should prepare for rain and wind. Flood risk and travel disruptions are real concerns this month. December is a month of mixed opportunities and risks. January 2026 brings a major shift. After weeks of relative calm, the mild Atlantic pattern finally weakens, and a surge of cold air from Siberia and the Arctic begins to push westward. This marks the start of a dramatic change in the weather across the continent. Eastern and Central Europe, Poland, Ukraine, the Baltics and more, will see temperatures plummet as Arctic winds sweep in, and snow becomes widespread, blanketing cities and countryside alike in white. Meanwhile, Western Europe faces a tug-of-war between lingering pockets of mild air and the advancing cold front, leading to rapid and sometimes dramatic weather swings that can catch many off guard. Expect alternating spells of rain, frost, and sudden cold snaps, making travel and daily life unpredictable. Commuters and travelers should be prepared for quickly changing road conditions and possible delays. Ski conditions improve as snow falls at lower elevations in the Alps and other ranges, drawing winter sports enthusiasts eager for fresh powder and longer runs. Heavy snow in the Eastern Alps and Balkans will be welcome for winter sports but also raises avalanche and travel risks, prompting warnings and extra caution for those venturing into the mountains. The true heart of winter arrives for millions, bringing both the beauty and the challenges of the season to daily life. Prepare for icy roads, deep snow, and increased energy demand as communities work to keep warm and maintain essential services through the coldest days. January is a month of transition, winter's grip tightens, and the landscape transforms under a thickening blanket of snow and ice. The cold is here to stay, settling in for the long winter ahead. February 2026 is set to be the coldest month for most of Europe. High pressure over the Atlantic and Scandinavia will block mild air, letting Siberian cold sweep across the continent. A true beast from the east. Central and Eastern Europe will endure deep freezes and heavy snow, with blizzards possible along coasts and widespread snow inland. Major disruptions to transport and daily life are likely. Preparation is essential. Ski resorts will see excellent conditions, with deep, powdery snow from the Pyrenees to the Carpathians. Avalanche risk will be high. Safety must come first for winter sports enthusiasts. Cities will face high heating demand, frozen pipes, and challenges for vulnerable populations. The beauty of snowy landscapes comes with real risks. February will test winter resilience across Europe. Stay prepared, stay safe, and help your community. This is the peak of winter. March 2026 brings a slow, uneven thaw as the sun climbs higher and days lengthen. Western and southern Europe will warm first, with snow melting quickly at lower elevations and rivers at risk of spring flooding. The Alps and other mountains will keep their deep snowpack, offering great spring skiing, but also higher avalanche danger as temperatures rise. Eastern Europe's thaw will lag, with snow and frozen ground lingering well into March. Expect messy transitions, melting, refreezing and slush. The legacy of a cold, snowy winter will define the month. Spring is coming, but winter's hold is slow to break. Communities must watch for flood risks as snow melts. March is a time of change. Embrace the shift, but stay alert. Winter's end is a process, not a moment. Navigating a European winter like this means being prepared and flexible. Residents in colder regions should service heating systems, insulate pipes, and keep emergency supplies ready. Check on vulnerable neighbors during cold snaps. Travelers, monitor forecasts, pack layers and use waterproof boots. Drivers need winter tires and emergency kits. Always check road conditions. Skiers should book flexibly, get travel insurance and respect avalanche warnings. Never go off-piste alone. Take a local avalanche safety course if you can. Embrace the season. Rainy days are for museums and cafes, snowy days for winter walks and sports. Preparation lets you enjoy the magic of winter, from festive city lights to silent snowy forests. Every type of weather brings its own adventure. Remember, this is a long-range forecast, a scientific best guess, not a daily weather report. These outlooks help with big-picture planning, but details will change as winter approaches. Meteorology is always evolving, and forecasts are updated as new data comes in. Stay curious and keep informed. Follow your local weather service for the most accurate, up-to-date warnings. Short-term forecasts are your best guide for daily plans and safety. Reliable information is key during storms, blizzards, or floods. The story of winter is shaped by global forces, La Niña, the polar vortex, and the NAO. Understanding the science helps you prepare for whatever comes. Whether it's rain or deep freeze, being ready lets you face winter with confidence and wonder. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a fascinating winter.